Hey, good evening, everybody. We'll all take a seat here shortly and get started in just a moment. If you didn't receive one of these packets as you came in, if you and your son would please grab those. Grab one of those. Please note that we're seated by grade. We have our first grade families over here, our second grade families there, third grade, and fourth and fifth grade right over here. So if you need to take a moment to reshuffle, that's just fine. My name is Joe Carlson. I'm affiliated with the local Scout District here in Eau Claire, and I'm happy to be here tonight to share information with all of you as parents and boys about the Cub Scout program, answer some questions you may have, give you all the information that you need to get started on your adventure and get going in the excellent Cub Scout program here. As we begin, I'd also like to introduce a few of the other people that are here tonight. We've got Jim Johnson over there. Jim's our local Cub Scout leader here at Sherman Elementary, and we also have Nancy Thompson over there. She's our pack treasurer. They're both going to help us out tonight, make sure that we have all the paperwork out that we need to, that we get all that taken care of as well. So I want you as parents to be aware that our presentation is going to take about a half hour here this evening, and we'll have about 15 minutes of paperwork after that. There we're going to try and do a brief overview of the Cub Scout program. We'll have a chance to provide you with some further details on it, answer some questions that you may have as you come in. There tonight, we're going to try to keep things on task, keep things moving here, as I know we've got some young men in the audience here tonight that that need to get home and get their homework and all that done before they head to bed here tonight. So, first of all, I want to share with you some basic information on the Cub Scout program. Cub Scouting is it's a program for boys that are in grades 1 through 5. It's focused at the school level, so all the boys here at Sherman Elementary are part of one Cub Scout pack. That's a positive thing with the Cub Scout program that allows for your son to make other connections with boys in his school. So first grade boys able to get to know third, fourth, fifth grade boys. That's a positive thing for him there. You as a parent, through your involvement, you're able to get to know other parents at your son's school as well. The Cub Scout program has got 3 areas of emphasis. First of all, it's a character-based program, so we're reinforcing a lot of the things that you as a parent are teaching your son at home. We're asking your son to do his best, asking him to always try hard, asking him to be respectful to other people, learn to work as a group, learn to try new things, learn to be active that way. The Cub Scout program also has got an element of citizenship to it. Your son is being taught about his local community, so he's able to learn what sort of resources are there, how it is that he's a part of that community, whether it's his school, his neighborhood, church, the larger Eau Claire area, whatever would be there that way. There's also a little bit of an element of national citizenship as well. We always open our meetings with the Pledge of Allegiance, and part of that is that we're teaching our boys that they're part of a bigger group, that they're part of something larger than themselves. Finally, there's an element of physical fitness. You're going to notice that our boys are active throughout their Cub Scout meetings. They're going to be doing some games, some different physical activities, things like that. Reason for that is pretty simple. No one wants to sit all day in school and come here and sit for another hour in the evening, so we try to keep the boys active, things like that. Physical fitness is one of the things that we're emphasizing through the Cub Scout program as well. Finally, it's important for you to know that Cub Scouting is a family-oriented activity. You as an adult are invited and encouraged to come and do the activities with your son. In fact, if you're here signing up a first grade boy, we require that you be at all the activities. You're certainly welcome to bring another parent with as well. Your son can participate with adults that change up over the course of the year. It could be mom one meeting, dad another meeting, grandparent, whatever it is there. Siblings are also welcome to attend and participate as well. So Cub Scouting is a family-oriented activity that way. Finally, most importantly, especially for all the boys, Cub Scouting is a fun activity. We're doing a lot of different things at our meetings, a lot of different activities. There's a lot of variety to it, but the boys are always having fun. They're always laughing. They're always learning something new, having a chance just to be kids. What do boys want? Well, it's pretty simple. Boys want fun. You can see on our poster or on our PowerPoint here that we've got an example of some ways that our boys are doing that. We're out there doing field trips in the community. We may go out and visit the police station or fire station, kind of learn what's going on there. We'll be participating in some outdoor activities through the year where the boys have a chance to maybe do a scavenger hunt outside, or a fall hike, or shoot BB guns, or bow and arrow, or do boating, or swimming, all sorts of things that way. That's a way for your son or for the boys to learn and experience something new, a chance for them to build their own confidence. There, the boys are interacting as a group. We're doing some things over the course of the year, like the Pinewood Derby, where we all build a car and race that. Some things that tie into what I said before, that scouting is a fun activity, something that the boys and parents have a good time with as well too. For you as a parent, it's important for you to know that Cub Scouting gives you some quality family time each week. Typically, the time commitment for the Scout program is about 1 hour each week, so it's nothing that's overly large, but it allows you and your son to have an hour each week where you guys are doing something together. That's an important thing developmental aspect to it that way. Helps the boys to meet other people. I talked before that the boys are part of a pack that's aligned to the school. That allows them to meet other youth in that school, boys that they may not know or interact. Also allows you as a parent to make connections to some of the boys that your son is friends with too, and that's a valuable thing is you get started in school that way. Finally, it helps our boys to learn to get along. All through the Cub Scout program, we're focused on doing things as a team, doing things as a group, realizing that that's something that's an important skill for all boys to learn that way. The Cub Scout program does take place year-round. There's a variety of activities that take place in the summer. Typically, we're a little bit more active that way, whether it's attending a day camp in the evening for a couple hours each night for a week, or going up and doing an overnight resident camp at Cub World, which you all have a chance to experience here at Fall Cub Camp in a few weeks. We also are doing den activities and pack activities. Now, those are two words that you may not be familiar with. A den is all the boys that are in one age group. So all the first grade boys here tonight are going to be part of the Tiger Den. All the second grade boys will be part of the Wolf Den. Third grade boys will be part of the Bear Den. And fourth and fifth graders are part of a program called Weeblos. That allows for boys at that age group to do things that are very specific towards their age. So first grade boys are able to take things a little bit slower than what our fourth grade boys are. There's also pack activities and pack events. Those are things like our pack meeting, which takes place once each month. That's for all families and parents and siblings to come to, where we have a guest speaker, or maybe we're doing a larger activity like the Pinewood Derby, or having some sort of a gathering. With our den meetings, those take place 2 to 3 times each month. At those, we're doing a field trip or doing some work out of our Tiger handbook or things like that. We've also got a variety of other activities that happen throughout the Cub Scout year. Usually a good rule of thumb is that each month you're going to have 2 den meetings for 1 hour each, 1 pack meeting for another hour, and then some sort of other activity that may be a little bit longer. It might be a Saturday activity where we're doing a community service project in the area, helping out a local school, or going out and attending a Cub Scout event. We do those in the fall, spring, and winter for the boys, or maybe doing something a little bit longer that way. But I also want to mention that in terms of time commitment, that it's important for you as a parent to know that if you miss a meeting here or there, that's something that's okay. It's not a big deal. Cub Scouting is a program where you can kind of come and go as your schedule is able, but it's important to realize that the more active you are, the more that you and your son are going to get out of the program as well too. The Cub Scout program is advancement based. You may have seen 1 or 2 boys in a blue uniform as you came in tonight. That's the Cub Scout uniform. On that uniform is going to be some badges that the boys earn throughout the year. The Cub Scouts are earning that by doing a variety of things from their handbooks. So what the boys are being taught there is that they're able to work towards a goal, and as they achieve that, they receive recognition in front of the group at their pack meeting. That helps your boys build confidence and some self-esteem there. Plus, it's a lot of fun. Those items that the boys are doing in that handbook, it's some pretty basic things. It might be developing a fire safety plan for your home, or building a birdhouse, or talking about your family's heritage, or visiting somewhere in the community. All sorts of different things that help the boys learn about their community and about themselves, but they also have a chance to have some fun with as well too. You'll see a chart here that shows pack organization. It's important for you as a parent to know that each school here in the Chippewa Valley has its own Cub Scout pack. So I want you all to realize that you're part of something bigger than just the Cub Scout pack here at Sherman Elementary. You're part of a larger program. Each one of those packs is built on volunteer leadership. We have some individuals in the pack already that are in key volunteer roles, so we'll need some additional people to step into some of those roles too, but we do need all the parents to know that there's a chance for them to help out with specific projects or activities through the year, and that's kind of our expectation to make everything work. But we as adults all have a lot of fun as we're doing that. There's den leaders. Those are volunteers that work with boys in a specific age group. So there's a Tiger den leader to work with first graders, a Bear den leader to work with third graders, and so on. There's a Cub master, that's someone that runs that pack meeting, and there's a pack committee that does a lot of our affiliate projects and functions as well too. Finance, there is a registration fee to join Cub Scouting. That's $23.25. We'll be collecting that later on this evening. That gets you your basic registration and then some insurance with that as well, so that enrolls your son as a member of the Cub Scouts. Our annual popcorn sale is something you'll hear about over the next few weeks. That's something that we use to fund our entire year of Cub Scouting. So that's going to provide money for your local Cub pack to have funds to do various projects or activities or outings, and also some money for your son to use to pay for some of his own expenses, like attending a camp or even his uniform, or maybe some pack dues, things like that if There is, some packs may do an additional fee, maybe $15, something like that. You'll get information on that at a follow-up meeting there, but we do emphasize that Cub Scouting be affordable for all families. And if you have a concern on any of that, I invite you just to talk to me afterwards here. We can talk about that on an individual basis. There's also a voluntary program to support scouting at the organizational level called Friends of Scouting. That's something that all of our families hear about in the winter of each year, but you have a brochure about that in your packet that you received tonight, just to educate you and give you a little bit more information on how it is that works as well. As with any good program, we try and provide resources for our volunteers and for our parents. You'll receive a flyer this evening for parent orientation, which is our way of providing in-depth information to all adults about the Cub Scout program. Those are trainings that are taking place on Saturdays over the next month. It's 2 to 3 hours. It's going to give you all the information that you need to be fully educated about Cub Scouting. That's a free training to attend, but we do ask that you register if you have a chance, and you'll see that flyer as you exit here tonight. We also have a training that focuses on making sure that our program is operating at the highest level of safety for all of our youth. That's called youth protection training, and you can find that online. There's also online leader-specific training, which is going to talk about specific volunteer roles like den leader, or cub master, or committee member. But it's important for you to know that there's a resource system in place for you as adults, for you to get more information about the program, or if you're involved in a volunteer capacity, for you to be able to do the best job possible that way. I know we've talked about a lot of details here tonight so far in terms of how the program works, but just to kind of recap some of the big items. Time commitment. The Cub Scout program is going to have about 3 meetings each month for 1 hour each, and then usually some sort of fourth activity. In terms of family commitment, we are a family program, so we do ask that our parents or that an adult with each boy be active in the Cub Scout path in terms of attending meetings or events, helping your son get everything he can out of the program. And then finally, financial commitment. We'll have a registration fee of $23.25. There's also the Cub Scout uniform, which if you purchase that new, is going to run about $50. You don't need to be in a rush to go get that right away, though. There's used ones available throughout the Chippewa Valley as well. You all should have received a youth application here as you're sitting at your individual table. We're going to have some folks in a few minutes that'll walk you through that and help you fill that out. You're going to want to complete the top portion for your son with his name, address, date of birth, grade, and school. And then on the bottom portion, you're going to want to include the parent's name, date of birth, phone number, and email address. You can get started on that at any time now. At this point, I'd like to introduce Jim Johnson, who I mentioned at the beginning of the meeting. He's our local Cub Scout leader, and he's just going to share the meeting nights and the calendar with everybody there. So here at Sherman Elementary, we meet on Monday nights at 6 o'clock. We meet right here in the cafeteria. Your den meetings will be in that same location. Those are on the first and the third Mondays of each month. The second Monday is when we do our pack meeting. That's for everybody, and those are marked in the calendar. And then you also see some other activities that are in there as well. Before we go tonight, I want to make sure that everybody's got information on Fall Cub Camp. You should have received a flyer on that as you came in as well too. That's our program for all new Cub Scout families. It's a free one-day activity on Saturday, September 28th up at Cub World, Camp Phillips, which is located just north of Rice Lake. You and your family can stop in that day. Programming is come and go, so join us anytime between 9 and 3 for BB guns, archery, some outdoor activities, cooking, lunches served, things like that. You can find all the information for that on your registration flyer as well. So now we're going to move into the portion of the meeting where we take care of our paperwork. As you're seated at your individual group, someone's going to stop by and kind of help you fill out that Cub Scout application. They're also going to help you fill out a blue parent information card. Just take this home, put this on your refrigerator or wherever you have your important information about activities. This gives you information on pack leadership, when the next meeting is, things like that as well. And then in your packet, you received a variety of other resources that you can kind of take a look through at your leisure as you're preparing for the next meeting. There's a parent orientation guide there that covers a lot of things I discussed earlier this evening. There's a flyer there for Fall Cub Camp, a flyer in there for parent orientation, all sorts of things like that. So on that note, we'll kind of break into our individual groups and take care of the paperwork, and invite anyone with questions to come catch me up here at the front in a few minutes. Thanks.